Today, I want to help you increase your restaurant profits using what I call the price value curve. Hey everybody, my name is Ryan Gromfin. I'm an author, speaker, chef, restaurateur, and I'm the founder of therestaurantboss.com as well as clickbacon.com. And I want to explain to you the price value curve is what I like to call this. See, we don't buy products based on price. People don't buy products based on price. We think they do, but they don't. They buy based on perceived value. If we only purchase products based on price, everybody would be driving a base model Kia. We wouldn't have Toyotas and Audis and Hondas and Mercedes and BMWs and Teslas and Ferraris and Bentleys and all these other cars. Everybody would just drive a cheap car. We buy based on perceived value. Now, I got hired about 5 years ago by a steak restaurant that called me up one day and we came in and we talked a lot. And I said, what's your biggest problem? And they said, people think we're too expensive. See, this restaurant had moved from an old location to a new location. The new location was big and beautiful and had amazing china and glassware. It was much different than their older location. And they said that people are complaining about price. And I said, that's interesting. I don't really think so. And so I went to work. I put together this whole competitive price analysis from all the other steak restaurants in the area and what they're charging and what this other restaurant was charging. When I compared it all, I actually found that the restaurant that hired me was a couple percentage points, maybe $1 or $2 cheaper than all of their competitors. So how could people at their restaurant be complaining about price? Well, they weren't. They were complaining about value, but nobody says to their waiter, I don't think I got enough value today. They say, oh, that was too expensive. I'm not coming back. See, value is about expectations. When this steak restaurant redesigned, rebuilt, opened up with new china and glassware and silverware and a whole new big location, people's perceived value went up. They expected more. So the price value curve basically says that the higher the price, the lower the perceived value. The more I charge for someone, or the more they think they're being charged by the expectations they have, the lower the value they're receiving. They're expecting higher value than they're actually getting. And so one of the ways that a lot of you guys, a lot of restaurants keep their perceived value high is by keeping prices low. I can't tell you how many times I hear clients or in emails, people reaching out to me and saying, I can't raise my prices because people won't come in. Well, I want to challenge you on that. Now, I'm not necessarily telling you to raise your prices, but maybe instead of lowering your prices or instead of keeping your prices low where they are in order to increase value, can't we just increase value? Can't we give them more? Can't we give people better service, better food, maybe a bigger portion? It's not always portion, but it's perceived value. You have to find out, where is your customer placing value? Some of your customers place value on portion size. Some of your customers place value on quality. Some of your customers are placing value on service. But if you don't know what your customer is looking for on their value curve, you don't know how to price your products. You may think that by keeping your price low, you're keeping your value high. But in reality, a lot of times it has nothing to do with your price. It has to do with how you are delivering value in the marketplace. The only way that we can establish value is to first know your customer's expectations and then over-deliver on that by even just 1%. How do we find out what our customers' expectations are? Ask them, survey them. One of my favorite things to do is to walk up to a table and instead of saying, how is everything, just ask a very simple question. It's difficult to ask, but it's easy, which is, did everything exceed your expectations? It's a hard question to ask. It's easy to say, it's hard to ask. What's simple isn't always easy. Now, your customer might come back to you and say, yes, everything exceeded my expectation. It was amazing. Well, great. But oftentimes your customers can say, well, I was expecting this. I was expecting a bigger portion. I was expecting a better piece of meat. I was expecting the French fries to be crispier. I was expecting this. That information is gold. That is how you establish value, is by finding out what your customers want and then exceeding their expectation. It has very little to do with price. Keeping your prices low does not increase a customer's perception of value. The only way we increase perception of value is to find out their expectation and exceed it by just a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this week's training. I look forward to seeing you next week. Hey everybody, Ryan here. I really hope you enjoyed that video. Would you mind doing me 3 really quick favors? First, would you like this video? Wherever you're watching it, there'll be a button for you to go ahead and click and like the video and then leave a comment somewhere so I could answer your questions. 2, would you go ahead and subscribe to this channel? That way I can continually deliver you the newest updates every time I release a video. And then 3, I'd like to give you something. If you're the kind of person who really wants to get ahead in life faster, I have a 90-day planner here that I'd like to give you. I use this planner every day in my business, and actually I think this is one of the reasons why I'm able to get as much done as quickly and as efficiently as I'm able to. See, every year when I sit down to plan out my year, I sit down and I do 4 of these 90-day planners because I believe that we can't get as much done in a month as we think we can, but we can get a lot more done in 3 months than we think we can. And so I've developed a system, I call it my 90-day planner system, where you can achieve just about any goal you want in 90 days if you follow this. And I'd like to give it to you completely free. Like I say, this is on my desk every single day and I use it in my business and I teach my clients how to use it. And I'd like for you to have it for free. All you have to do is head over to therestaurantboss.com/goal, GOAL. Again, that's therestaurantboss.com/goal. And then just give me your first name and email address and I'll send this right over to you, all 4 pages. Until the next time I see you, go out every day and improve the lives of your customers, your employees, your vendors, and of course, your family.